You may want a fast car, but buying one is not a race to the finish line. Take your time. It's the surest way to avoid making a costly mistake. That's Rusty Hinton's advice. He's sales manager at Lafayette Ford. It serves Fayetteville, North Carolina, including Fort Bragg, home of the Airborne and Special Operations Forces. His father was career Army. He knows life on a military budget and remembers that every time a service member comes in to buy a car.
What we stay away from is high pressure tactics. We don't want to sit here and push them into a car where a few days later they feel bad or feel like they've overextended themselves. We'd rather them walk through the process slowly, transparently, show them the numbers. This is what you make, this is what you got going out. These are, this is what here's your LES, this is what you got. Let's not use all of it, let's use a little of it.
Take your time, says Charles Busack, former Army captain who enlisted, served in the infantry, and later graduated from West Point. Now he's a financial advisor.
You need to be comfortable with walking away. Even though it's the perfect car of your dreams, it's what you want, it still may be the best decision for you to just walk away and give it 24 hours to think it through and make sure that everything is right.
Here's another reason to take your time. When you consider one vehicle versus another and another, you're taking in a lot of information. Features, option packages, fuel economy, it's easy to mix them up. It can get even more complicated when you start figuring price, down payment, interest rates, insurance costs, and more. If the numbers start to blur in your mind, you can't make a good decision. Call a timeout.
We say, listen, if you need to talk to your spouse, you need to talk to him or you need to talk to her, shoot them an email. What's good now is good tomorrow. We'll wait and get that confirmation back from them that you're making the best decision for your family.
Quite a few military families shop at Kearney Pearson Ford in San Diego. General Manager Doug Davis, whose son-in-law is a Navy SEAL, urges military shoppers to show a car deal to superiors before signing off on anything.
When you are in the military, look, when you come into a dealership, the dealership should want to honor your service. So when you come in, tell them you're in the military up front and tell them you expect to be treated as such and that you have to run everything by your commander, that you have to have somebody from your command post take a look at the paperwork. They're absolutely going to take care of you because they know there's going to be a second set of eyes on that agreement.
Marine veteran Demetrius Naylor agrees that's the way to handle it. He's an Iraq War veteran who sells cars in Jacksonville, North Carolina, near Camp Lejeune, home of Expeditionary Forces in Readiness.
If you need to go back and take it to your commander and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking about purchasing, this is my budget, but this is what I want to purchase, do you think this lines up? We're okay with that. We're not in a rush to sell you something that you can't afford. Ultimately, if you can't afford it, we don't want you to purchase it. At the end of the day, yes, we want your business, but at the end of the day, does it make sense for us to take your business and then have you come back later on with wreck credit because you had that car repossessed because you can't ultimately afford to put gas in the car that you purchased? It doesn't. So we ultimately say, hey, look, let's make sure that you're okay with it, your commanders are okay with it, your spouse is okay with it, and if it takes a day or two, hey, we're here. We're gonna be here. 600 plus cars on the lot, we're gonna be here.
Learning points. Don't rush the car buying process. And don't let anybody rush you. Call a timeout if you feel overwhelmed with information. If you're a first-time buyer, before you sign anything, run the deal by someone up your chain of command. This special video for military personnel and their families has been brought to you compliments of Aware. Aware is a vehicle financing industry coalition to help consumers understand how auto financing works. The group provides potential buyers of new and used autos with the tools and resources they need to successfully navigate the auto financing process.